Well, this is what I got so far on my pontoon boat. I bolted up a jack over here so I wouldn't have to use a jack stand every time I unhooked it. That is a nice jack that swivels out of the way so you don't have to wind the thing all the way up. You can just hook it to your vehicle, jack this up just a little bit, flip it around, and it's out of the way. I also put a handrail on here. This is just for the trailer. It's not attached to the boat. You can see that all you have to do is step up these steps and you got something to hold on to. I'm gonna put some rubberized foam or something on here to keep that from getting too hot, because it's just black primer right now. The boat seats, the fishing seats, I just put on the ends of these two pontoons. It's plenty strong. You can sit there and you can fish with your feet hanging over the edge. It also allows you to swivel and gives you a step to place the step, to get on, to sit on the seat, swivel it around and fish. The captain's seat I ended up putting right up here up front. This way two people can sit there and fish. Grandfather and grandson, teach you how to fish, sit next to each other. Under there is the anchor. I also put in my navigation lights and my docking lights. See, red one over here, green one on the other side, docking lights. These will swivel if I want them to swivel. We'll see how they work out. Let's climb up here. This deck is not fenced for a reason. This opening right up front here is for jumping off into the water. There's a ladder I'm gonna fasten on here with, just drill some holes right here, hook the ladder in when you're swimming, take it off when you're going. Front door. There's a table here. It turns. I can flip it around. This is just a table that came with the boat, so I'm going to leave it. Drill the hole, screwed that in. Seats are okay. They're so-so. They'll work for now. Good storage underneath. I put my life vests under this one, and this one has fishing equipment under it. I got two gates for boarding gates when you dock on either side. This seat right there, I just recovered it real quick with some vinyl. Varnish the wood on the side. There's also storage underneath. That's a nice seat that you can flip back and forth depending on which way you want to face. That's an interesting seat, I know. Yeah, it's dated. It's 80s. It's 80s Chevy custom van. But what's nice about it is it's electric and it folds down into a queen size bed. And you put an air mattress on top and it's pretty comfortable. This is the other side of it. This folds down like this. Gives you an extra seat. Plus, when this slides forward and this comes down, that makes your bed. This area is a changing area. It's just, I just screwed up a piece of aluminum tubing up there that had this thing on it. I got it off of another boat. So it's just a changing area. There's my porta potty right there. Slide it out. do your business, you can do it in the changing area. This here is going to end up being a little kitchenette. I'm going to have a countertop across here, and this is going to be for prepping food. There's my fuel tank. I'm going to put a shelf up there. That's going to have a little mini fridge underneath, and then you're going to have a sink and a cooktop and all that stuff. This here is what used to be a lounge bed area that would flip over to lay out in the sun. Don't need that. I'm going to take this piece here and I'm going to attach this up to here, pretty much like that, and this way I can end up with a piece coming around so that eventually I can maybe make a walled area here with windows and maybe some cabinets. So this here's my helm. It ain't much, but I don't need a big helm. I used what I had. I had some scrap steel laying in my junkyard. So I cut some scrap steel. It was already welded like that. So I just painted it, drilled some holes, put some caps in here, and then I had this piece of aluminum. And I thought, well, I'll make some kind of a dashboard or something out of that. So I wire brushed it, and then I found another piece of aluminum the same way, the same size, and I brushed that. Cut a hole in it for my my switch panel. So basically this just goes on there like that. This fastens down tight. My switches go there. Somewhere in here I gotta drill a big hole for my steering mechanism that goes in there. I don't have it yet. It's coming on Amazon. These little filler things, I just kind of made some cheap little aluminum plate with some cloth on top of it, and then I stretched some vinyl around it and screwed it in here basically in a couple of spots, and that just finishes off the edge and makes it look a little bit nicer. This is the other side I made. It's just cheap duct aluminum. Cover it with some vinyl. There's no strength in it. You don't really need anything strong. It's just enough to keep the weather out of my electrical stuff. This is my dash panel I got. It's got a voltmeter. It's got USB port and cigarette lighter plug, and it comes with these little stickers that you put on here so you can tell what lights you're operating. You can change the stickers depending on what symbol you want. So that basically just goes right there. And then this here, the way these are wired up, I'm not going to go through all the wiring, but I've just got my grounds all together right here, and my positive goes through this red wire to the switches. The black is always ground on a boat, usually. So I got positive going to the switches. That lights up the switches when I hook up the battery. And then once you flip the switch, then the juice comes down into this fuse panel, and then it goes out down through here into my wiring harness, and it feeds my nav lights and docking lights and interior lights and pretty much anything else I need. So I got enough room for 6 circuits. That's really all I need. I'm not going to have speedometer. I'm not going to have a tilt gauge. I'm not going to have any of that fancy stuff because I really don't need it. This is a pontoon boat that's going to just like really slow slog through the water and go fishing. Don't need to be in a hurry. So don't need all those fancy gauges on there. I do have a horn. Legally you have to have a horn on a boat. So my top here, basically this is the top that came with the boat. It's got pins here that you push, release the little ball in there, take that out, and basically you take the 4 pins out here, and then this whole top just falls forward. The bimini top falls with the whole thing forward, and this way when you're towing it, it's not like a big parachute going down the road. The top I just used basically just a heavy-duty tarp on here. It's silver on the top so it reflects the sun so it won't be too hot. Eventually I'll do a hard top and some solar panels and probably enclose all this, but for now it's just a boat to go out in the nice weather with. So this is it so far. This is an overall view of what we got. Changing station, fuel tank, little kitchenette in the back, queen size bed, helm, small helm so it doesn't take up much room, a flip back seat, table, enough seats for me and the kids and the grandkids.